Hello YouTube, so as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about two different subjects. The main 15 minutes hits of the video after this speak here, we mainly for talking about like Miraculous, Ladybug and all of that. It'll be a separate recording audio for me. He just to keep track for myself, but meh. Anyway, and then the last bit will be about the other subject I'd like to talk about, which involves me actually playing Overwatch here, because something happened during a competitive match for me, which I'll also show photos that I took a picture of my phone of what the guy said and explain my point of view of what was happening, and basically what the guy did, and I already reported him and all of that. Anyway, yeah, let us get to it with the timer for 15 minutes. Alright then. Yep, I'm finally talking about it. Miraculous Ladybug as Overwatch gameplay happens in the background. So, how to explain it? This situation was very odd, I guess you could say, with my opinion of Miraculous Ladybug. So, literally with the show itself, health in general, when it does something right, it does something right, and basically when it does good storytelling. But my main problem with Miraculous Ladybug, as you can tell by the title, is that it's teaching kids bad morals. That is right. I am downright saying that Miraculous Ladybug is teaching kids bad morals. Now, I bet you're like, what about this episode, and this episode, and this episode? No. Sure, there's some fine morals here and there that they teach, etc., etc. But one moral in particular, or one thing that they're showing that's like a moral or something like that, I don't really care the word or terminology that's properly used, because right now I am downright fed up with this whole thing, with the main guy who made the thing, Thomas Astruc or something, around some name like that. He's the main guy who like made the show and all of that. He is the biggest idiot I have ever met. I'm sorry, but that's what he is. Because he basically went and tore down and destroyed a character arc of a certain character we all know. A redemption arc. You all know who I'm talking about. It's Chloe Bourgeois. She was having a redemption arc, as you all know, in Miraculous Ladybug. It was building up, it was going. People actually thought it was good with that build up. But then suddenly they went and just destroyed it because of this Thomas guy, apparently. The one who made the show. Apparently he based it off of a person that he despised while he was younger. And I'm like, hold a grudge much? and here's my problem with what he's done and destroyed such a beautiful work. It was such a beautiful redemption arc that was being built up, and I was so excited for it. Yes, it was like one of the most greatest things that happened in the show for me, really. The redemption arc. Then it got destroyed. Obliterated. Because here's the thing with Chloe. Her character is basically like a spoiled kid. A really spoiled one. And really, there's a lot of kids who can probably relate to her because there are some kids out there who are spoiled, or to the point where they don't know the difference between right and wrong. It's clear that Chloe, her father, when raising her, basically gave her everything and didn't really taught her right from wrong. There was no one really teaching her the difference. Then her mother when downright neglected her like no tomorrow, where the daughter is desperate for her attention, and I'm like, I can totally relate to that. Because here's the thing, my mother definitely, I can relate to her to a degree actually. She's actually the most relatable character for me. Because one, I'm actually one of those spoiled kids really. I'm spoiled. But here's the thing, my mother was the one who's basically the mayor. She basically showered me with love to the best of her ability, but didn't do the whole thing, basically let me go away with everything I want. And she definitely had like ground rules. That's what divides me from Chloe, I guess you could say, is that I was definitely taught some of the morals between right and wrong, etc. While on the other hand, Chloe was not, and so I feel bad for her because like you basically got raised with no understanding of the difference, really, or to a degree, not knowing the difference. And then her mother, like with me and my father, I actually try to please him all the time, but I never feel like I'm enough. She never feel like she's enough for her father. I'm like, that is totally relatable. But here's the thing. My father actually remembered my name. He actually did try to be loving and affectionate. It's just there was a divide of differences on personalities and viewpoints between me and my father, I guess you could say. That happened throughout my youth. But we still love one another and care for one another. It's just like I can relate to wanting my own family members' attention over my parents that I feel like I'm not close to at all. And I try my best to please him when I can, or when the opportunity arises, like she does when she reveals the Queen Bee Miraculous, because she wants to get her mother's approval. And that's like, if there was a chance like that for me to show off and get my father proud of me, you know what I mean? If I felt like I was not good enough, I probably would have done the same. So it's like, relatable indeed. And then he went and destroyed all that character development. Her sacrificing herself as the whole banana thing, the banana monster thing. It's like, I did not really like that whole thing in general. But when she went and traded her own freedom and all of that to save her parents from being akumatized any longer, that was actually quite selfless for us in some ways, but in others it's sad. And Ladybug doesn't even know this really, that she did all she could to get her parents stoned or akumatized. I don't remember what the episode was about specifically. There's just so much that happens in my life that I tend to forget all the details of certain shows. But anyway, Chloe is definitely relatable to me, because really, I have been the bully back in my elementary years. I have been the greedy kid that did bad stuff. I was quite a jerk in my childhood, really. And seeing Chloe, just her entire character development, get obliterated by this guy who basically deems her unredeemable in his eyes, all because she's based off a person he despises. I'm like, dude, you are more one-dimensional than anyone else on this planet. I'm sorry, but he is one-dimensional, flat-faced. He's an annoying punk, in my opinion. I'm just vetting this out because, by destroying Chloe's character art is basically the whole point of why I'm saying this. By destroying Chloe's redemption arc, by basically obliterating it, ruining it, tossing it aside like it's nothing, and basically another reason I do not like what they've done with her is they may have see her parents her father as a tool, when it's been made clear throughout the rest of several of the seasons that she cares for her father. There was quite a few hints, and they just destroyed the whole character arc of that. And I'm like, make her look like she only uses her father as a tool, and I'm like, what? No. Okay, no. And then it's just I'm just it's basically teaching the bad moral that people can't change. Now, that's wait a minute, that's a bad moral? Yeah. Basically, assuming that someone can't change or be better is just basically assuming that the moment you make one bad mistake or make one poor choice, you're doomed forever and you ruined your life, and you're going to be forever this heartless monster that can never change and never be a bad person. Even if you want to change, well, guess what? You can't. That's what he's basically teaching kids. So that's why I'm I don't want my kids watching Miraculous Ladybug if they're going to be stinkingly taught morals by this guy that basically states, if you do one single sin, if you go and, I don't know, hit someone, you're forever the bully. You're forever a heartless monster. You forever will never change, and you're basically a villain that needs to be killed. That's what I'm getting from Miraculous Ladybug. That is the vibe I'm getting with what they did with Chloe. With what they did with Chloe Bourgeois, that is the vibe I'm getting from it. And I am sickened by it. Not only with that with also Zoe coming in, I'm sorry, but really Zoe is just a replacement he's trying to use to please the fans. All he's done is angered them and basically stated, as well as another moral, you can be easily replaced. Humans are replaceable. That's what he's thinking, teaching. I'm sorry, but he is not a good person when it comes to telling proper story character development. Because he basically goes and destroys things out of hatred of someone else who he should have moved on from ages ago. Because you know what, even if you didn't like the person, guess what, you need to move on. They probably growed up better than you did. Because they matured. Unlike you. I'm sorry, but it sounds like with him basing off someone he hated in his younger youth. I'm sorry, but wow, grudge much? And it's pathetic. He's a pathetic guy who shouldn't be making kids shows if he's going to be teaching such terrible morals. That's my opinion. And also using the whole line, it's a kids show. I'm sorry, but actually you should be very careful how you develop characters and tell a story when it comes to kids shows. That's where it's the most dangerous. Actually, with kids shows, because you have to be careful with morals, what lessons you teach in the show, because if you teach the wrong ones, it's going to be bad on the next generation. And he is not going to probably take responsibility for anyone that's like telling off others, oh, because you weren't bullied this one time, you can never change, and all of that, you're forever a horrible person. Listen, if anyone starts doing that, it's like, that's because of Miraculous Ladybug. I'm downright saying it. If the next generation starts doing that, blame it on Miraculous Ladybug. And blame it on the person who stinkingly did that, which is Thomas Astruc, or whatever his last name is. It's a stupid name, really, because it was, well, not everyone named Thomas is a bad person. Just this one in particular, Thomas, is a bad person. Anyway, that's my own personal opinion. What else is there to be said? You know, I really am tempted, but there's two things I want to do with you folks if you are willing to help me. One, I want to potentially put together a fundraiser or some sort of money put-in system where basically we can take Miraculous Ladybug out of his hands, take it, strip it from Thomas Astruc's hands, and claim it for a new movie company to own it. Like, take ownership from him and strip it from his hands and the movie company that has him and give it to another. In fact, if I owned my own movie company, I would have bought off the hands and basically be like, okay, we're rewriting all of this here, folks. We're doing a whole reboot of Miraculous Ladybug. We took it off these guys' hands, and basically everything they did is not canon anymore because they basically went and ruined too many major characters and basically gave too much. They just, wow. I am majorly fixing the whole mess they made with Miraculous Ladybug and destroying everything they did and basically rebuilding it up to something way better. And then, what else is there? Trying to think here, folks. And also just do, because you know what? I know this may be a bit harsh, but basically, you know what? I'm going to look up his name before I make sure. Let's see. Thomas. Here we are. Thomas Astruc. The one who made Miraculous Ladybug. I'll go one of the few. Okay. So, with me wanting to basically, I want to do a cancel call. I want to cancel him. I want to cancel Thomas Astruc. Astruc? I have a lot of time saying his last name. Apologies. Anyway, I want to do a cancel culture call here and basically be like, hey, can you cancel this guy for me and get him off Miraculous Ladybug? Thank you. Because you know what, dude? If you're watching this, I'm coming after you, okay? Because I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand here and watch as you teach terrible morals to children and basically tell them quite a few bad messages. 1. People can't change and they're forever evil. 2. You can easily replace people with a new character that comes from America and all that. 3. There's really only one important character to show, and basically you can go and say whatever you want, make people think you're gonna go and kill off a character or something worse, like what you've done with Adrien and all of that. Don't think I haven't heard when you tried to spoil an ending, basically saying you're replacing Cat Noir, which really, it's, you call, and, like, basically, when you name the show Miraculous, you know, whatever I forgot the rest of the title, dang it. Yeah, Miraculous, Ladybug, and Cat Noir. Yeah, there we go. You went and put in Cat Noir's name in the title, and you want to kill him off, or basically remove him and replace him. So basically, you think everyone's replaceable in your eyes, other than Marinette. Marinette is somewhat of a good character. If it wasn't for you, she'd probably be a lot better, in my opinion. And the humongous amount of the characters, including a lot of writers, because if any writers supporting you and your whole ideas and all of that, stupid. I'm sorry, but what you did with Chloe? Stupid. What you did with Zoe? Stupid. What you done with Adrien? Stupid. You need to be replaced. I'm sorry. But you know what? You may be a good writer in some ways, but in other ways, you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, there's lots I have to say on Miraculous Ladybug stuff, and Cat Noir, of course, and because he is a main character and should be given a lot more love and spotlight. But he's never going to get it as long as Thomas Astruc is around. So he needs to be removed from the picture. Anyway, this is Crazy Boy cutting off this audio part, which I'll show pictures of actually as evidence. Was calling me a racist, which is saying I was having a hard time hitting the Pharah. Because I was playing soldier like I am here now. And basically we were on this attack, and basically I failed to, well, hit her a bit. She was a hard one to hit, really. Plus she kept getting healed, so after every time I got even close to taking her down. So it was a bit of an annoyance. But basically they went and called me a racist when I just said I was having a hard time hitting her.
Get over here, killer. Powered up. Enemy turret destroyed.
But yeah, I have photo evidence, and my side of the situation was all I was saying was the target was hard to hit. And they went and called me racist to Pharah, really. And even though they were the one calling her an Egyptian poor person, even though she had a flying suit with rockets, she's apparently poor, according to the guy. And I'm like, what? What is going through this guy's mind? Like, are you kidding me? But I will be blurring his name so you don't guys go and insult me and all that. There's no point doing it. I already reported the guy to Overwatch team. Hopefully they will go and deal with him. But the thing is, he was basically calling Pharah and Anna both poor Egyptians, insulting me and calling me a racist, and I was just like, why? What the? It was the oddest game I ever had. And he acted like he did nothing. Like he called me a racist, yet he was the one being racist. It's the most odd thing I ever ran into. Tell me if you ran anything odd like that before in your time playing Overwatch, actually. Like, have you ever ran into a player that went and called you racist or anything like that? I want to know if anyone else has had that kind of experience with some random guy.
It's a perfect day for some magic.
But anyway, now with that guy gone, well, it's just this match left, really, because that's all I want to say about the match. He's been reported, showed the photos, and fact is, with my kind of side of the conversation, all I said was the Pharah was hard to hit, and people were complaining. I was like, look, I'm having a hard time hitting as is. I don't need more people complain.
Hunter lays the trap for his prey.
Brian, please come back.
Hello.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Watch
They
the
haven't.
cookie.
Something.
Buckle down. Finish done.
How did I not catch her?
Keep you on point.
Well, that was just downright annoying, folks. Like, how did that just happen? Yeah, probably just not right.
Objective lost.
My ultimate is charged.
TP's probably gonna be on the right. Yeah, they're trying to set up. Right side. Right side.
Yeah.
Right side.
Easy.
This Symmetra player is annoying. He is thinking high rank player that's playing low rank. Just how players go up. Don't do that.
Come back.
Don't. This is my turf, and you're not well.
Oh, this'll be good. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
यही परम वास्तविकता है
Right side.
They now I was gonna revive that. Oh, what just? No. What just happened? What just happened?
At 1 point.
Alright. Continue holding front line. Come on. Oh, weak. I guess McCree's done with this garbage.
Back for more.
To these handsome sing for my
Enemy turret ahead.
Nope.
enemy seized you still need me
Just coming up in the center. Come back to point. Keep it on the right. Right side, up top.
Dang it. Ah, this is annoying.
Back to point. Turn on the left.
heroes never die
TP on the right. Come back to point. Top left.
This one before.
Good dog. Top left. Come back.
Now.
Back to point. We can't heal you if you're so far.
Hey now, folks, well, GG.
TP on point.
I have a doom. There's no way that this person's just a low silver.
Play of the game.
Taking care of that guy like nothing. He's focusing down the targets correctly. He's doing good damage. It's like almost. Who is this person? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm suspicious of them. Please, if anyone else notices, like, go and watch the. I don't know. Just. I feel like that game was off. Anyways, Crazy Boy, hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'm out here.